Hello, beautiful people. Future me, welcome to another part of looking at me learning things. Alright, I really doubt so anyone will watch this, but hey, it keeps my practice up. So, you know the drill. The first is typing. The first is typing, approximately 5 minutes or so, plus minus. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter, at around 5 minutes. And then I will do some exercises somewhere. So let's start. Ah, many mistakes. All right, so it will be almost 5 minutes. I will talk for a bit and it will be 5 minutes. Oh, 6%, that's not so bad as I thought it will be. So it's actually, it's good. It's good. The main thing is I'm keeping up the practice. That's the only thing that counts, really. All right. So now we will do something else, and I think we will do execute program. And okay, and we have a few courses in here. And the courses I think is TypeScript, JavaScript, and SQL, basically. JavaScript, TypeScript, SQL, yep. So I will put it into my wheel of names. JavaScript, TypeScript, and SQL. Go. SQL? It's SQL. Alright, congratulations, Mr. SQL. You are quite popular lately. And now I have review and quiz. So just to repeat my routine, I can generate a random number between 1 and 2, and that will be seal met random. Yeah, I know it's written in there, so yeah, sure. Go, and it's 2. Congratulations, Mr. 2. Who are you? And that's the quiz. 2 foreign keys. 2 foreign keys. Let's write some code. You can solve this problem using blah blah blah. Each test below shows code that's result. Each test. Let's just go, shall we? 3 tables: people, ID name, cats, ID owner, ID name, toys, of a cat ID. Both IDs are integer primary keys. Okay, I will make the rest. Strings. So create the. What happened here? Oh, those are the tests. Okay. So let's have a look. Constant fail, missing after argument list. Okay, so that's not the error I would be expecting. Ah, okay. So it won foreign key. Foreign key? You did not said anything about foreign key. Oh, that got me emotional. I was actually emotional about it. Okay, cool. So people, people, ID, and that was integer, uh, integer primary key, and what was the name? Name will be string, like so. Then we will have create table. Table. Table sounds good. Table sounds nice. That's not what we want. Cats. ID owner ID name. Okay, so cats. That will be ID integer primary key owner name, and that will be uh, references and like so, I think. And that will be people, or it will be people ID, like so, I think. And what else? Name. Name will be just string. Name. Ink. Alright. And then label. What was the last thing? Get ID. Toys. 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 ID integer. Primer key. And both IDs. Okay, so this is a cat ID, so this is a just integer. And it is gets and here ID. And I should say references. And then we will have a name, right? Yeah. String, close that, and I will do this and that. That should be it, I believe. Near is, yeah, so it is ID, it should be ID. Table cats has no column owner ID. Ah, it's not owner ID, it's owner, like so. Has no column cat ID. Oh, what? Okay, toys cat ID. Ah. We'll get there eventually. Okay, not first try, but it was good. I really appreciate that I was able to recall how this works. So you do the column, which is named in here, references, and then the table, and inside of bananas, the name of the field. All right. So that was that. I'll drink a herbal tea. This sun, technically, it's not a tea. It's the sun. And we will continue by finishing the quiz. Okay, I will not write function to pick a single one thing, so let's go to the next thing. And this is a review. So we can type error, if code will result in error, and the rest is kinda, we know it already. Select two values from the cats table. I see we are. Okay. Ah, I know. Because I don't have the settings in. Well, never mind. Keep it as it is. Select two values from the cats table. First, the cat's names with the cat append to each other. Second is 3 years old. Second, it is the second that it will be first in here. You see, is 3 years old. I know this example already. It is also because I failed at it multiple times. So mainly to the typos, I think it's 3 years old. So that's the first thing. And the second thing, not the first, Mr. will be name. And if we do two pipes, not one, two pipes, this is how they concat the strings. I wonder if I can do the concat in here as well. Maybe in SQLite, I mean. Okay, so we have a name. And to that we will append space the cat, and we want to select it as what name? Name, and we will say from cats where nothing go. What? Ah, my God! Another thing you see, this is like I will be doing this exercise till the end of my life, apparently. This here should not be name, it should be age. Oh well. Now take second chance. Okay, so I'll just do the same thing. So select age equals 3, s is 3 years old, and then name, which we will append space the cat, and we will say we want it as name from cats. That should be okay. I don't want to read it again. Alright, it is good. SQL injection, go. Go Power Rangers. At first glance, SQL databases bind parameters seems unnecessary. Bind parameters are the question mark and select star from users where ID equals question mark. Can we just use string concatenation instead? How can we? Imagine that we are writing an account registration for a web app. The user enters their email address into our form. Then we insert the email address into our database. Yeah. The next example, look at how we build the insert statement. We are concatenating strings to build the SQL rather than using bind parameters. So, I see this is the concatenation. You just take whatever they... No, this is the first statement. We are creating the table. Then we are taking the email into register function, and whatever they input in here, we put in here. But we can drop table and shit in here. So register that works. That code will technically work if all our users are very nice people who don't know about SQL injection at X. In any real world system, that code is very, very bad. It's the worst code in this course. It contains a security hole that will allow an attacker to execute any SQL that they want. They can pull data out of the database, or change it, or delete it. All they have to do is enter a carefully built string into the account registration form. Let's start with examining what the blah blah blah. I know already what it will do. So here, email, yeah, that works. This is oh no, and this will be error because now it ends this string, and it's a oh no, so this will uh, error, no, oh, okay, maybe I need to read it. Let's start by examining the way we build a query. Dot 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 plus email dot dot dot. We'll forget about the database itself for a moment and just focus on the SQL. Be careful with the next few code examples. It's easy to make mistake with the quotes. You might find it useful to copy and paste the strings together, emulating the what JavaScript will do. Okay, I can this, and then the email is this. So it is this in quotes. Oh no, that's an error. It must be either error or empty array, since this is an insert statement. Well, the entire thing will be ah that this is the thing. Uh, this will produce. They were asking me about the entire string, not anything else. There is no exec in front of it. Alright, that's the part I missed, so this should be the correct thing. Now we will do that. So now they want this. Copy, pasty. Now we want this. So insert values plus, and then we will drop table users, and then we comment down the rest. Okay. What? That's it. That's what there is, really. Uh, maybe the plus things are not necessary. So we'll add that. And there's nothing in there. The table users, dash dash. Nothing like this. And then. Maybe they want it in the quotes. Okay. This till here, and then this. Do I have to have it in quotes? Yeah, okay. What will happen if the user types that last email string into our registration forms emails field? It won't result in a user with an email of column of nothing. Drop table users instead. The combined string shown above will be executed as an SQL, including the drop table after the semicolon. It will actually drop the entire users table in our production database. Let's see the SQL injection run for real. Deleting the table. Go. Okay, so now this will be the error because the table no longer exists. And there's a more complete version using our original register function. Where did you go? Select. I'll go work on this. No such table users. The key to this attack is the quote that closes the string in our insert. Yeah. After that point, the rest of the user's email address string is executed as SQL code. This technique is one of the most security exploits of the internet. It's called a SQL injection attack because the attacker injects their own SQL code into our database query. That make this the most important lesson in this SQL course. SQL injection is still a huge real-world problem that will never go away. Oh. Some people keep lists of data leaks caused by SQL injection attacks. When this lesson was written, the 4 most recent entries in the list included data stolen from the government of India, patient records from a medical company, and users' financial data. And it's loading forever. Oh well. We are approaching the 30 minutes border point, but we'll finish this lesson and then we call it quits, alright? One interesting question about the attack string. Why is there a command dash dash at the end? Because otherwise there would be a dangling closing like apostrophe single quote and that at the end of the combined SQL string, causing a syntax error in the SQL. The attacker adds the command to prevent the syntax error, which would stop the attack from running. Yeah. For the next two examples, remember that successful creates and inserts return no rows, and you can answer error if the code will result in an error. This is valid SQL. Create table users, email text unique, yeah, and then now we are dropping the table. So insert into users, email values nothing, drop table users, bam. But this is not because we mismatched the single quote at the end. Da da da, yeah, no command, so this is error. This form of SQL injection has been made ever more famous by an HKCD comic about it. That's the one with the child in the school, right? Is your son in school? We're having some computer trouble. Oh dear, did he break? In a way, did you really name your son Robert? Drop table student. Oh yes, little bubbly tables we call it. We love to see your students' records. I hope you're happy. And I hope you learn to sanitize your data. Oh my god. This form, this form of SQL injection has been made even more famous by comics about it. Take a look at the code in that comic. It's exactly the kind of attack we just saw. It closes off a string, uses semicolon to start a new statement, drops a table, and has a command to avoid a syntax error. Yeah, go. Drop the students table by executing Bobby tables SQL injection attack as made famous with XCG. If you get stuck, try using a text editor to manually combine your attack string with the other strings in the register function. Make sure that combined SQL string looks right. Okay, so Robert. Now we will close that thing. Uh, Drop a students uh, dash dash dash. Where is it? Dash dash. Like so. No. Oh, here we go. This is it. We've used drop table to show that an attacker can run SQL maliciously. However, deleting data isn't their only option. For example, they might update our database to begin an administrator without us noticing. Like before, let's start by seeing how the attack SQL is constructed. And like before, you might want to copy and paste the pieces of this string together. Okay, so I will. And email is this. So I'll copy, paste. There will be this thing we don't need. And then mm, okay. So, and we've got insert into users email values, update users, set admin1 where email. Yeah, that's interesting. You almost want to try it. And I guess just updating this database then would grant you like access because the application would look into the database if you are admin or not, and then treat you accordingly. Interesting. Use an SQL injection attack to make attackerexample.com an administrator. Note, our code here also inserts an innocent user. After the attack is executed, the innocent user shouldn't be an admin. You'll need a where on your update. Yeah. The final select here will return both users, attacker and innocent. Okay. Email attackerexample.com. Now we will close off the statement. We will start our thing and we will update users, user set admin equal 1 where email equals the cur at example.com, and then we do this. Ah, and we want to select. Okay, so no, the select is here. Attacker. Attacker.example.com. This is what. I'll close this thing in here. Okay, and they are using the backfix. Okay. That should be no problem. So this will be, I think, without this. Or I can put it like so. Yeah, great. No, please never do that on to anyone else. Web app. Okay. SQL injection attacks are subtle, but the practical takeaway from this lesson is simple. Never concatenate SQL strings, even if it seems safe. Write your SQL in single, self-contained string. If you need to pass dynamic data, your inserts, selects, etc. use bind parameters. Bind parameters are carefully implemented by the database authors to inject values securely. Please don't let the direness of this warning scare you away from SQL. Avoiding SQL injection is relatively easy if you never concatenate SQL strings, and in practice, most projects use object relational mappers or other high-level libraries that generate SQL. When using those libraries, you still need to understand the concept of this course, but the library will help you to avoid SQL injection vulnerabilities. Final note, this kind of attack can happen in other languages too. It's not specific to SQL. If your application never executes exec, ne, ever executes user input as code, then there's potential security vulnerability. This is why most teams linter configuration to disallow the eval function. Always treat user input with care. And we are done. And okay, I have to wait for SQL. And we are way over the time, so that means we are done. Done better than perfect. So see you next time. Bye.